The object of Taxi Chronicles is to allow real riders with real stories share their experience and enhance your life. So sit back and enjoy the journey. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another writer. Today we have Peter in the car, and he's a recruitment specialist, and we've been talking about the future of recruitment and how things are going on. But before that, Peter, if you just tell us why recruitment and how you got in there and what motivates you.
Started recruitment. I'm 20 years old, come out of college. Started recruitment last summer after I come out of college. I thought recruitment was always a great sales job to get into. Plenty of opportunity, plenty of progression, and it's really got a structure where you can progress. Starting off from the bottom, you learn all the sales behaviours. It's a great industry to get into for your whole career. You start off at the bottom, you're getting candidates for experienced guys in a company, and then you build up your network, build up candidate pool, and then it's got that opportunity where you can grow your own business. You start up your own work, you get companies, you help companies find their candidates. So it's a great company, great industry to get into.
You've been in the business a while now. What have you found out that you wish you knew when you started?
When I started, I guess obviously remote working has become the norm now. You've had COVID the last couple of years, so everyone all across Europe. I mainly work in the tech space in Europe, and you get so many developers that are working remotely. And where the roles I do, a lot of the companies do want their candidates to go and work on site, and it does get tricky because you're contacting so many people day by day. You feel like you're getting nowhere, and it's all about finding that one person that will relocate, wants to change their whole life for a new position. But everyone's just working remotely now. It's just so difficult to find people, and it's something that I wasn't aware of when I did start. But now I'm kind of in the mix of it now.
We were talking earlier about people from, let's say, the Far East, India or Asia in general.
Yeah.
And they're very skilled, very innovative, very motivated. Is it easy to get them to come over to work here, or is that not on the cards for them?
Yeah, it's just such a big problem at the moment with also UK guys. Brexit obviously happened, but there is so much talent, especially in countries in Asia, Malaysia, India. There's so much talent, people that are so motivated to change their life, to come and work in Europe because they know there's so many positions and opportunity for them, pay, quality of living. There's so much opportunity there. So there are normally candidates that are so skilled but so motivated. But what limits them is they're not able to work in Europe so easily. It's not easy for them to come over. They need sponsorship from companies. Companies aren't willing to put in the time to help them with their visas. Permits that allow them to work are just not good enough. They're temporary. So at the moment in the European market, it's just losing so much talent to India. There's so many motivated guys. I've received emails all the time, applications, sending cover letters. They're just so interested in these positions, but it's just such a shame we can't get them in due to legislation in Europe. And as well, Brexit, a lot of UK candidates can't come into Europe because of the new changes in Brexit, which make it hard as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Is there some companies out there who are more than happy to have people working remotely?
Yes. And
what kind of companies are they usually?
I think a lot of big companies in Europe, a lot of big software companies, big semiconductor companies, they most of their work is remotely, and I think they understand that's where they'll find the best talent because they're flexible with remote working, and a lot of developers now see that they can work easily remotely, and so there is a lot of companies that do this in Europe already. But specifically the companies I work with in Scandinavia, a lot of those companies do want working on site, integrating with a team. Some companies aren't kind of modernizing with what's happening in the world right now, I guess, with the COVID situation, remote working. But there is a lot of companies that do. I'd say the majority at the moment, they're working remotely.
What do you say the future of recruitment is? Where's it going?
I don't know, really. It's a good question. I think there's so many people, recruiters, experienced recruiters, going internally with software companies at the moment. A lot of software companies are building their internal recruitment as well, so they aren't paying kind of the contract on top of the salaries. They've got to pay the recruitment companies as well as the contractors. So I think a lot of software companies are building up their internal recruiters, making a kind of talent team that specifically work for the company, getting them internally. I think that's something that could be on the rise, but I think agency recruitment is still obviously one of the biggest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. What does the future hold for you?
Well, I'm still learning. This is my first sales job. Still learning everything, all the sales behaviours. Just still a sponge at the moment. Take it in. I'm working with one of the best people I could be working with, really. And he's really experienced guy. He's the top biller for the last 5 years. So really just a sponge, taking everything in at the moment. So then when it does become the time when I build up my own business and get my own companies working with me, create my own client base, that I'm getting the best out of them.
When you approach someone, what's your sales technique? How are you going to provide me to leave my taxi job and come and be a recruiter?
Well, really, it's a lot about selling the company. No, I'm not going to lie. I work with some great companies in Norway, for example. Brilliant companies to work for, great salaries. But it's just being honest, really. Telling them it's going to be relocation to Norway, sell the country, or specifically I'm talking about on-site positions. If you're getting someone to relocate for a whole position, you have to sell where you're living, and it's got to be feasible and motivating to them. So definitely just honestly, but straight to the point. You've got to get straight to the point. It's got to interest. There's got to be a hook. There's got to be an interest in the first line. You've just got to sell them straight away what it is you're sending them an email or calling about, because you want it to be interesting straight away for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot for that. We wish you well.
Thank you very much.
On your future endeavours. You see, you have that plan of owning your own business. If anybody wants to find you, in case they want a job, where can they find you?
Yeah, so Console Partners, really a great recruitment company, agency in London. Great companies we're working for, mainly working in tech, software development. That's my area. So yeah, anyone needs a job, any software guys, any tech guys, then yeah, have a look at the website, get in contact.
Well, thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well. And to listeners out there, do not forget to listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where we talk to people who've invested in Africa from around the world.
Thank you very much, Simon. Appreciate it.
Okay. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.